Dr. Suman, how did you get inspired to study the Ghanaian philosophy university?
Well, I have a confession to make. I wasn't really interested in Gandhi in the beginning. So when I did my master's, I had to do my PhD. So I wanted to do my PhD in an Indian topic because I wanted to always lecture abroad and teach, teach abroad. So it's no fun to do a PhD in Marx and come and lecture in Germany about Marx. So then I wanted to do my PhD actually on the letter Om. You know, Om, it's a symbol of meditation. The letter Om is very significant. But for that, I would have to study Sanskrit. And unfortunately, I went to a boarding school where I learned French and not Sanskrit. So it was too much to first learn Sanskrit. I couldn't wait, for 2 years. So then I chose Gandhi because it was an Indian subject. But I must say that once I started studying Gandhi, I got very interested, and Gandhi does something to you. So I can't say I'm Gandhian, but I'm definitely a Gandhian scholar. Very difficult to be a Gandhian. So then I got interested, and in teaching Gandhi, in applying Gandhi, and gradually, also adopted the slum area because Gandhi says poverty is the worst form of violence. So I felt I must do something. It's my give back time to society. I have got a lot from the world. I must give something back.
War in different countries, like for example in Chile and in other countries in Latin America, there are conflicts. Also in Afghanistan, which is very near India. Why does this war occur? Why do we have war?
I think the basic cause of war is, as I told you before, that there's a conflict, okay? It's a conflict area. But there are two ways of resolving conflict, because conflict in itself, according to Gandhi, is not the problem, There will always be conflict. It's a difference of opinion or a clash of interest resulting from that difference of opinion. So conflict is something very natural. It will always be there. And according to Gandhi, conflict is also neutral. There's nothing wrong with conflict. It's conflict resolution. And that means how do you handle a conflict? How do you resolve a conflict? You can either use violence or you can use non-violence. When you use violence, it becomes bad. When you use non-violence, it becomes good. So even these conflict areas, as I told you, it boils down again to learning non-violent tactics, learning how to use non-violence. I think we have spent so much of money through the years, past 100 years, perfecting the science of violence. We have nuclear weapons now. But we have not perfected the science of non-violence. So maybe the time has come to do that. And so I think it's important in that way,
Yeah, we should end the war in a good way, in a non-violence way. So I hope everyone can adapt non-violence way in their life, non-violence resolution, as it is called.
Yeah, and I think a very good day is to make your resolution would be tomorrow, which is October 2nd, and Gandhi's birthday, and also the International Day for Non-Violence. Yeah.
We're very thankful to have you here with us in our studio. Is there any message that you want to leave or send for our viewers?
Well, I think I can give you a quotation from Gandhi where he says that it is a sign of spiritual atrophy. That means your soul is stuck, a sign of spiritual atrophy to support an unjust structure like war. And then he goes on to say, you may not be able to change the system at once, but you can always choose not to cooperate with it at once. So my message to your viewers would be that do not cooperate with war or the war system by working for non-violent defense, by choosing non-violent defense, and in doing so, make history the way Gandhi did.
Thank you very much. It was a very big pleasure having you here. Thank you very much, Dr. Suman.
Thank you. Thank you. It was good to be here.